Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel English Winglish by Pooja Singh. A lot of mistakes, a lot of struggles, a lot of slides, a lot of mishappenings. So yeah, it was there. So I was dealing with it, not a pro in it. So yeah, but still I thought of not doing this series today. I was so messed up. But then I thought that if I'll break the flow today, it won't be able to continue. So yeah, even if I won't be able to go live, I'll make a recorded session, or I'll be explaining one by one in the video format, but I'll continue this, or I'll make you understand in the live the book which I am having. I can explain you in that also, so no worries, I won't be backing off. So yeah, if my voice is audible and I am visible, then please do let me know. I'll go with this flow. Let's get started. So this is paper 2013 of June. Let's get started. The very first question is, in Pinter's birthday party, Stanley is given a birthday present. What is it? Now, the very first thing I would like to mention, this Pinter's, it is written Pinter's. See, can you see the one who is new in this field, or the one who is beginner in this UGC NET JRF series, and you don't know who is Harold Pinter? Only by writing Pinter it won't be understandable, right? So that is why whenever you are reading, read it thorough. So yeah, let's get started. We'll see the option: A, a toy; B, a piano; C, a drum; D, a violin. So what is the answer? In Pinter's birthday party, it is very important work by Pinter. Stanley is given a birthday party is a drum, and this drum has a lot of significance, theme, and it is how it is related in all the works in it. So that is why you have to give more focus on this work. So kindly go today, write Harold Pinter's work, read them, because this has been repeated a lot of times in UGC NET. Now, how does Lord Jim end? So now what? Lord Jim, who has written it? The very first thing when you see this answer or question, you should be answering that who has written Lord Jim. Then it is asking about how does it ends. So Jim is shot through the chest by Doramin. Jim kills himself with a last unflinching glance. Jim answers the call of exalted egoism and betrays Joel. Jim surrendered himself to Doramin. Dario, how to make yourself interested towards literature. Read some good novels, and if they make you fall in love, that's how you should make yourself interested towards literature. First, read the, no, don't read it, because just by reading you won't be falling in literature. See the videos on YouTube, short summary YouTube videos, and that's how you will understand that what is the beauty of literature, what is the beauty of essence, and the stories, the fictional, the real life characters, and how beautifully woven, and that's how you will get interested toward literature. So yeah, so for that you must be knowing that Lord Jim is written by Joseph Conrad, and it was he grew up amid the Russian evaluation and occupied Poland and everything like that. So yes, here a lot of famous works he has given, like Niger of Narcissus, Heart of Darkness, Typhoon, Nostromo, The Secret Agent, Under Western Eyes, Chance and Victory. And the Lord Jim is the one of the last novels of Joseph Conrad. Okay, so yes, this is how it ends, like Jim is shot through the chest by Doramin. So Jim is a character in it, and Doramin is the character in it. So Joseph Conrad novels are very interesting, and they always ask the setting of it, the characters in it, and the main essence of it, that how it is interested, how it is getting to know the depth. So there are some writers which you need to study in depth. Okay, Let's go and start it. Like, where I lacked a political purpose, I wrote lifeless books. To which of the following authors can we attribute the above admission? So what it is, he's saying that to which authors have been said like this: Graham Greene, George Orwell, Charles Morgan, Evelyn Waugh. So the answer is George Orwell. And why it has written? Because it is a personal journey of how he's becoming a writer though. So that is why he is talking about that, where I lacked a political purpose, I wrote lifeless books. So this is very, whenever you also in life, when you don't feel anything, you do something which is of no value, right? So this is how George Orwell also thinks of writing lifeless books. Now, modernism has been described as being concerned with disenchantment of our culture with culture itself. Who is the critic? Now, who has said this all? That modernism has been described as being concerned. Why it has been concerned with? So options are Stephen Spender, Malcolm Bradbury, Leon Trilling, and Joseph Frank. So its answer is Lionel Trilling, and he is very famous critic, and you should be knowing about him because a lot of his critical comments, mostly I have seen, like in past 10 years I have seen his 6 to 7 questions regarding his critical comments. Okay, now let's move to question number 5th. Only that film which fluttered on the grate still flutters there, the sole united thing. The above lines are quoted from. So now this is something that you won't be able to understand when you have not read the poem. So that is why in our graduation, in our MA, we are forced, or we are said by our professors that yes, please read the poem so that you will get the very first essence of the literature, and then get to know about the poem. Your English speaking is amazing. Thank you. When to start preparing for NET? When you take admission, from the day you take admission in English literature, from that day you should start preparing for NET, because there is a vast syllabus. So now here the answer is Frost at Midnight. So go and have a glance at it, and these type of question will come. I have already discussed it, that 10 to 15 questions will be like that, will have no legs and hands. Which one of the following modern poems employs ota rima? In 2012 they asked about terza rima. Now this time they have asked about ota rima. What is ota rima? So a stanza of 8 iambic pentameters line, much of its popularity in England due to the example of 2 Italian epics. Okay, so Orlando and it was. So there are so many works which you should be knowing. The very first, we will discuss the answer first. Its answer is Among School Children. Okay, and there are so many for your next, that if they ask, then it The Fairy Queen by Edmund Spenser. The Form was by Byron, that is The Vision of Judgment, Don Juan, and Among School Children. So these are the one which have been written in Ottawa Rima. So whenever you are sitting with solving PYQs, please take a pencil or pen or a copy, so that you might be writing things, because after watching this you won't be able to remember or recognize what has been said in the class. In our college also, professors don't write everything on the blackboard. We have to take notes of what we feel is important. They don't even mention that these are the important things or that are the important things, but you need to understand. Okay, question number 7. John Dryden in his heroic tragedy All for Love takes the story of Shakespeare. So Troilus and Cressida, The Merchant of Venice, Antony and Cleopatra, Measure for Measure. So it will be Antony and Cleopatra. So you should be reading this, his heroic tragedy he has taken from the story of Antony and Cleopatra. Now question number 8. Arrange the following works in the order in which they appear. Identify the correct code. No Longer at Ease, Things Fall Apart, A Man of the People, Arrow of God. So how to deal with these type of question. So dealing these type of question will only have once you have read a character or a poet or a novelist in deep. So I know one thing, that in these all I know Things Fall Apart has written in earlier, and the most of the last. So I will look for the options. Where is 2? Yeah, I see 2 here, and it will go with this. So Things Fall Apart, it has been written in 1958. Then The Long at Ease, it is written at 1958. Then Yes 2 after 2 1. Then 4 Arrow of God is written in 1964. And 3 A Man of the People is written about around 1966. So this is the work of Chinua Achebe, Postcolonialism. So yes, world literature is always of been importance, and the post-colonial literature has also in coming up in the UGC NET a lot. So you can expect 5 to 6 questions of post-colonial literature. Now Samuel Pepys kept his diary from. So 16. Why do you know why he is famous? Why his diary is very famous? Anybody know? Anyone? Do you know why Samuel Pepys' diary is so famous? Tell me in the comment section why it is so famous. Why everybody keeps talking about Samuel's? Tell me. Anyone in the comment section if you are watching. So if you are not knowing, let me tell you, because 2 great events happened and he has mentioned everything. He kept it a private, and after like 10 years or something like that, it has been published. So yeah, its answer is 1660 to 1669. Why? Because the public events of the time, such as the Great Plague of London, that in 1665, and the Great Fire of London, these 2 are very famous, and these are the foundation or the news at that time, and we get to know a lot from his diary, that what exactly happened, how it happened. So that is why he is very famous. Now 10th question, in the defense of poetry, let me zoom in. It's okay. In the defense of poetry, what did Sidney attribute to poetry? Now you will see a lot of repetition of defense of poetry, poesy, lyrical ballad. So these are important thing. You have to keep everything on fingertips, like that, why it is important, how it is important. So that is why you have to keep doing the revision. If you are not doing revision, it's very tough to crack UGC NET examination and JRF without revising 10 to 15 times. This UGC NET examination is very tough. So let's get started. We'll see what did Sidney attribute to what he has to say about poetry. A magical power whereby poetry plays tricks on the reader. A divine power where poetry transmits a message from God to the reader. A moral power where poetry encourages the readers to evaluate virtuous models. A realistic power that cannot be made to seem like mere illusion and trickery. So what to do? So how you can say that this will be the correct answer? So here he said tricks and all that. See, poetry is not like that you will read and you will be tricked. No, it's not like that. Then transmitting a message from God to the reader, I don't feel connected with this option. Then a realistic power that cannot be made to illusion and trickery. Again trickery. So yeah, one option we are left with. A moral power whereby poetry encourages the reader to evaluate virtuous models, and that's how we have to pick this one. Now question number 11. An epistle to Dr. Arbuthnot presents portraits of the following contemporary individuals. So why an epistle to Dr. Arbuthnot is very famous? Because it is also a very famous, and when you will read about it, you will get to know a lot about that background and period. So its option is Addison and Lord Harvey, Dryden and Rochester, Swift and Stilly, Smollett and Defoe. So its answer will be Edison and Lord Harvey. Okay. Question number 12. Authors and their work: Alice Walker, Ralph Ellison, Richard Wright, Jorah Nearly Hudson. And their works are Invisible Man, The Color Purple, Their Eyes Were Watching God, and Native Son. So how we have to know? Even if you are not knowing the works, you might heard of some authors. Like I know Alice Walker, I know Ralph Ellison, and these two I don't know about it. So how we'll deal with? We'll first see Alice Walker matches with 2, 3, 4, 1. So even if we know one answer correctly, we will be able to solve all these, right? Any guesses? Nobody is replying. Nobody is watching or what? Okay, even if nobody is watching, my aim is to focus and I want to revise and I want to know the in-depth questions so that whenever I make a next video, I'll be knowing a lot. No issues, and this will help in my PhD also. So even if nobody is watching, it's for me. So how will I have to solve? So I know that Alice Walker will go with the purple, the color purple. So yes, it goes with 1 card 2, and then 2 first, I don't know about it. Ralph Ellison, yeah, it might be Invisible Man. Then third, Richard Wright. 3, their eyes were watching God, and 4, Hudson, Native Son. So yeah, this is the correct answer. Which of these plays by Shakespeare does not, again, see this, does not use cross-dressing as a device? As You Like It, Julius Caesar, Cymbeline, or Two Gentlemen of Verona. So what does this cross-dressing means? Cross-dressing as a device means because at that time females were not allowed to perform in the plays, because it was like Elizabethan period, and then Puritans were coming in that genre. So that's why what a man used to dress up like a woman and they used to perform. So here it is asking which one of the play in which cross dressing as a device does not uses. Any answers, any clues? Oh, nobody is watching. How I forgot. It's Julius Caesar. Okay. Many of you have requested, please continue the series and for my revision also. Which of the following works cannot be categorized under post-colonial theory? Those who are watching from 2012 June, December, 2012 June, 2012 December, and today June 2013. This work, Nation and Narration and Orientalism, have been repeated in all those 3 years questions. So yes, that is why we say please focus on PYQ, and that is why you should be focusing on PYQ, and that is why you get to know the important work. So even after watching 3 videos and 3 PYQs, even if you are not reading Nation Narration and you don't know who has written it and what is Orientalism means and how it is happening, you are good to go. So it's discipline and punishment. Which of the following cannot be categorized under post-colonial theory? So it will not be under post-colonial theory. See, post-colonial theory means the countries which were under the colonial rule or how they were fighting for their rights. Nation and Narration talks about it, Orientalism talks about it. Discipline and Punishment is a work of Michael Foucault. And white mythologies, again, it is all about post-colonial theories, what white mythologies like white and black themes were there. Now, Locke's essay concerning human understanding is a classic statement of philosophy. Which philosophy? A. Aesthetic, B. Empiricist, C. Nationalist, D. Realist. It will be empiricist. John Locke. Okay. Question number 16. Power circulates in all direction to and from all social levels at all times. Who said this? Who has said this? That power circulates in all direction and from all social levels and at all times. A. Edward said. B. Michel Foucault. Jacques Derrida and Roland Barthes. It will be Michel Foucault. So why he said that? There is a work we just discussed, this one, Discipline and Punishment. It is all about that you are under surveillance and how it happens and how it is when you are under prison. When you are in prison, all the surveillance, the cameras are watching you, when somebody is watching you, you don't show your true behavior, and that is, it's all about, it talks about power and like that. Question number 70. Which one of the following is not written by an Australian Aboriginal writer? Keith Walker, Peter Carey, Robert Bruford and Jack Davis. It is Peter Carey. So again, Australian Aboriginal writers. In last two papers, they were asked about who are not Australian or who are Australian writers. Okay. Sir Thomas White and the Earl of Surrey jointly brought our Tottle's Miscellany during the Renaissance. Identify the name of the Earl of from the following. So it will be Thomas Lodge, Thomas Nasher, Thomas Sackville and Henry Howard. It will be Henry Howard. Okay. Now again, match the following as usual. Quotes are given. Margaret Lawrence, Margaret Atwood, Sinclair Ross, Thomas King, Surfacing the Stone Angel, Medicine River, As for Me and My House. So how I will start? I don't know about these three, that Margaret Lawrence and Sinclair Ross and Thomas King, but I know about Margaret Atwood. Okay, so I'll first look out for option number second. Okay, and see, these type of options are very nice because they just, even if you know one correct work or one correct novelist or novels, it gives a very clear answer. So I'll look for it. 2 first. Yeah, then Margaret Atwood, Surfacing, very famous work. It is correct. And that's how I'll get my all three options done and I'll get 2 marks. So first, Margaret Lawrence is the Stone Angel, Margaret Atwood, Surfacing, Sinclair Ross is As for Me and My House, and Thomas King is Medicine River. Okay. The dramatic structure of Restoration comedies combines in the feature. Yeah, D is the correct answer. The dramatic structure of the Restoration comedies combine in the features of. So how the dramatic structures of Restoration comedies combine? So how it was combined? So now you have 4 options: the Elizabethan theatre, Neoclassical and Italy and France, Irish and Greek. So for these type of question, you need to have a little background about what Restoration was, how it was dealing with it, how to get to know. So now we'll see which are true. Restoration, when we talk about Restoration, so yeah, Elizabethan theatre will be there. Okay. And we also know about Renaissance, the neo-humanism, and from where we are getting all about Renaissance itself is an Italian word, a Greek word. So yeah, we'll go with this one. So the neoclassical theatre of Italy and France. So its option, the correct option is D. 1 and 2 are correct. So these type of question needs your in-depth study. Let's quickly move to 21st question number. Which American? See, I don't know why these UGC NET always ask about some or other poet from American, and they'll ask some quotations. Always remember that whenever you are reading some American poet, go with the quotations. Okay. So, which American poet wrote, "I sound my barbaric yap over the roofs of the world"? The very first one, Robert Lowell, Walt Whitman, Wallace Stevens, and Langston Hughes. I have seen Walt Whitman in last 3 years of paper. So now we'll see. It's again the answer. It's Walt Whitman. So this is how UGC NET repeats its theme, repeats its pattern. I did not know that it will be the answer, but yeah, it is the answer only. So the etymological meaning of the word trope is gesture, mirror, turning, or desire. It's turning. They could have simply asked what is the meaning of. It is not happening. They could have simply asked, tell me the meaning of trope, but no, since we are in English literature, they have to, show that yes, we are the UGC NET setter. So its meaning is turning. Okay. Now, question number 23. Who among the following English poets defined poetic imagination as a repetition of the finite mind of the eternal act in the creation of infinite I am? This is very famous one. You should learn it. This is said by Coleridge, S.T. Coleridge. Because this is poetic imagination, he has only talked about poetic imagination and how it worked with it. Question number 25. Little Nell is a character in Dickens' David Copperfield, The Old Curiosity Shop, Bleak House, and Great Expectation. Those are those students who are new here. Please read Charles Dickens' work. It comes in chronology also. It comes in asking the direct character from the story. It asks the theme. It asks the first line or the last line. It asks the chronological order of the work. Or it also comes in the match the following. Match the characters with the following work. So please, Dickens is very important. Charles Dickens is very important. Do not miss it. If you will miss it, you are losing your 2 marks for sure. Charles Dickens has to come. Okay. So its answer will be The Old Curiosity Shop. So first we'll see school or concept of criticism and who are the critics. Formalism, new critics, psychological theory of the value of the literature. I don't know any about this, the values and all that. I know of psychological, and then literary art as a archetypal image. So who are the critics or given the concepts of the school? John Crow, Ransom, the Jungians, Victor Shklovsky, and I. Richards. Okay, so let's get started to finding the answer. Formalism goes with Victor Shklovsky, Russian writer. Okay, the new critics goes with John Crow, Ransom. Okay, then psychological theory of the value of the literature goes with I.A. Richards, and literary art as archetype. Now this archetypical theory is also very important. They are asking a lot of questions regarding this. Okay, so the correct combinations according the code will be, this is very hodgepodge. The correct answer is A. And these are the concepts you need to learn. Now we'll be talking about in the late 17th century, Battle of books erupted between which two groups? Cavalier and Roundheads, abolitionists and enthusiasts for slaves, champions of ancient and modern learning, the Welsh and the Scots. So, 17th century battle of books erupted between which two groups? It's champions of ancient and modern learning. Okay. Now, question number 27. Everything that man esteems endure a moment or a day, loves pleasure, derives his love away. In the above quote, the last line is an example of. So, what you see? Is it the repetition of the words or the repetition of the themes? What it is asking about? Everything that man esteems endures a moment or a day, loves pleasure, derives his loves away. So what you man esteems for a day, but that the thing which you are esteeming, it derives his love away. So this is a clear example of paradox. So again, literary terms, there will be like 1,000+ literary terms. I'm saying like little less, but yeah, these one question will be from it and you don't know to be exact. So I don't say that you need to be very more focused on this, because focusing on something that is not fixed is, I guess, it's a wastage of time. Yeah, C was the correct answer. So match the author with the work again. Okay, this have been given in the combination. Let me zoom in. I'm very slow in zooming in and zooming out. Kingsley Amis, Alan Salotti, Doris Lessing and GRI. Saturday and Sunday Morning, The Golden Notebook, The Left Bank and Lucky Jim. Kingsley Amis will be with Lucky Jim, so again I have to shorten it. 1 28 1 4. So Kingsley Amis is directly related with Lucky Jim, and I see only one option that is corrected with Lucky Jim is correct. So Alan Siltoy was connected with Saturday and Sunday Morning, the work. Dressy Losing is The Golden Notebook, and Gia Rice is left with The Left Bank. Wow. Jean Rice is left with The Left Bank. So here all the works are this. Question number 29. In which of Hardy's novel does the character Abel Whittle appear? Far from the Madding Crowd, The Return of the Native, A Pair of Blue Eyes, and The Mayor of Casterbridge. You must have read this in your graduation or post-graduation, I guess. Its answer is The Mayor of Casterbridge. Very interesting work. One must read this. We're done. See, if you're not able to solve 50 questions in 1 hour, and if you're not able to sit and solve like this, you forget that you will be able to sit in examination and you will be like giving full focus and you will be reading each line with in detailed way. Nobody is going to give you a detailed analysis like this. They'll be just, okay, this is the answer, this is the, and you read the answer written it, and that too in paid courses. Yeah, this is, I don't want to go in that, but what my motive or intention is to say that when you're solving PYQs like this, or sitting for 1 hour or 2 hours straight like this, then only you will be able to face 3 hours long stretch pressure, and then using common sense in that. Okay, so let's start. The phrase dark, a lot of gyan, which nobody wants. The phrase dark satanic mills has become the most famous description of the force at the center of the Industrial Revolution. The phrase was used by. Who must have used? William Wordsworth, William Blake, John Thomas Carroll, and John Ruskin. It's William Blake. Can you see again William Blake? Either his works will come, either his comments will come, either his 4 to 5 options will be there, and there will be asked that which one of the poems is written by William Blake. So yeah, this is very important one. If you are ignoring William Blake, UGC NET will ignore you. 5 miles meandering with a mazy motion, through wood and dale at the sacred river ran. Where does this sacred river directly run to? A lifeless ocean, the cavern, measureless, a fountain, and the waves. Actually, this was like at that time it was dropped because the answer is both a lifeless ocean also and the cavern measureless also. So they should have given options wise, like. So as of now, no, this is not like repeating or something like that. Question number 32. Who is a 20th century poet, a winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature, who rejected the label British, though he has always written in English rather than in his regional language? Now see, who is the 20th century poet? You have to think of 20th century. Who is a winner of Nobel Prize for Literature? Rejected. What he rejected? He rejected the label British, though he has always written in English rather than in his regional language. Who is he? Douglas Dunn, Seamus Hemie, Geoffrey Hill, and Philip Larkin. It's Seamus Heaney. Very famous poet. All his poems are very important. Kindly go through them. Some sloth fox or some fox related work is there of him. Thought fox. That is important. Which of the following statements best describes Sir Thomas Browne's Religio Medici? It is a story of conversion and providential experiences. It emphasizes Browne's love of mystery and wonder. It is full of angst, melancholy, and dread of death. It reports the fact of Browne's life. So what it is all about? So again, it is a dropped question for that time because both option A and option B is correct. Okay. Yeah, this is also important because it says a lot about it. Now, which of the following characters from Eliot's Wasteland is not correctly mentioned? So now for this, you have to read Wasteland. If you cannot study Wasteland, do watch YouTube video, do read on the Wikipedia, okay, or Google, and then know, because until unless you won't be knowing the characters from it, you won't be able to know which is not correctly mentioned. The one is the typist, Madame Sorceress, the merchant from Eugene Dice, the young man Cabin Clear. So it is the very deep and depth type question. No wonders, UGC will never leave you, be it in 2012 or earlier than that or now. They will always, they have a lot of surprises to surprise you. Your families, your friends, your husband, wife, your relationships will not surprise you, but UGC will never fail to surprise you. Mark my words. You will always be surprised. So this answer is the merchant from Eugene Dice. This is the correct answer. Question number 35. Which one of the following best describes the general feeling expressed in literature during the last decade of the Victorian era? So when you see Victorian era, nice line. It is not nice line. I'm just, whenever you go for examination, no, in UGC NET examination, the moment you whatever you haven't studied, like once I went for like examination, so Indian, I did not read anything about Indian English literature, like the aesthetics and what is Upmana and all that, Indian logical questions like that. And in paper 1, I was talking about paper 1, they asked about that same question which I was worrying about. In paper 2, at that time I did not read about world literature. I was not knowing Thawingo, that the newly, writer of postcolonial writer, and I was like shocked. And that time they asked like 2 to 3 questions from that particular writer. I was like, okay, I haven't studied about this writer, and they are asking about the same writers. No, JRF is not clear. I am aiming for JRF, and that is why I am doing my revision. Even if nobody will join in live session, I'll be doing it on my own. For the very first live session, I did not know about the system and setup everything. I did the live without starting the streaming, and I did the whole revision of my own. And when I get to know, okay, nobody was live, and because I did not start. So now I haven't cleared JRF. I'm aiming for it, and I'm aiming for All India rank 1. I don't know how it will be, but yes, I have to be. But when everyone can be like clearing UGC NET, everyone can be a JRF. Everyone can. Every year there is AIR 1. Why can't we? So yes, that is why I've like chosen like from 2012 to 2025, each and every question will be dealing with that, and that is why I'm just doing that. Aniket, good evening, ma'am. Good evening. How are you? I'm good. I'm so worried because I have no preparation exam and time is less, and I have to do qualified JRF. Help me. It means this time you are attempting exam. Yes, I am attempting exam. I'm hoping for it. Yeah, I will attempt. Yes, I want to attempt. See, being worried will not help you. Start solving PYQ. Take a PYQ book, that will help you a lot. Or even if you have no background for it, start reading it. Start with paper 1 or paper 2, whichever you feel like you're confident about it. Start with that, because being worried will not help you in any way, and nobody is going to see. I can make you study, I can take live classes, and until unless it's you that you have to study, nobody will make you study. Okay, you have to write, you have to read, you have to memorize. For chronological question, no tips, no tricks, no theories. Whoever making videos on, okay, these are the tips, these are the tricks, nothing works. You can make tricks for 2 or 3 questions like that, but you cannot make tricks for like 2000, 5000 plus major works and major writers. No, it's not humanly possible on earth, planet earth. You need to read, revise and learn. Take the help of internet. That's all. Let's get started without wasting any time. So, which one of the following best describes the general feeling expressed in literature during the last paranoid interpretation? So, these hard words and these description will not be understood by only one reading of it. Victorian era itself, it's a whole lot of vastness what we see. So, its answer will be studied melancholy and aestheticism. They were like, there was a shift from 18th century to 19th century, and then last decades of Victorian era they were shifting towards the modern age. Okay, again I have said like thousand of times, don't miss Shelley. Okay, even in 2025 also Shelley came. Which poem by Shelley bears the alternative title The Spirit of Solitude? And the very unique thing about PB Shelley is that their works don't repeat. Either they will ask the works, like, okay, which of the following are, like this time also, which of the work is not written by PB Shelley, the Faulkner, Frankenstein, the Lost Woman, and one more work was there. So that is how they'll ask the themes, subtitle, title, work, year, date. So Shelley is fixed. So for this, answer is Alastor. Question number 37. Which tale in the Canterbury Tales used the tradition of the beast fable? Oh my god, I am talking like Mrs. Malaprop. Do you know who is Mrs. Malaprop? Anyone in the comment section? Mrs. Malaprop is the character in which work and written by whom? Anyone? Tell me. Mrs. Malaprop is a character in which work, and that work is written by whom? Tell me in the comment section. I was just talking like that. Beast fable. So which tale? So in the Canterbury Tales, very interesting story, all of them. So kindly read it, and then only you will be knowing what is beast fable. The beast fable is something like that when in the story an animal is the hero of that story, and he talks about like a human. He talks about moral lessons, he talks about the life, he talks about the feelings. That's called beast fable. So it is the Nun's Priest Tale. Very interesting story, must read. Question number 40. So characters and plays. Woman, Beware Woman, the Malcontent, the City Madam, the Changeling. Characters are Melivol, Beatrice, Bianca, Doll's Tearsheet. I just know this play, the Changeling. Okay, and I'll try to find out the right answer with the help of the options. Now see, in 2013 they have given very clear one. 1 2 3 4. Okay, in this they did the play. Okay, let's get started. I hope it is clear. I know the Changeling is of the Changeling character is Beatrice, and I can see only 2 here. So the right answer is this. Woman Beware Woman is of Biana. The Malcontent is of Malvol. You can remember by Malcontent, Mal, and here the character is also written Malvol. So yeah, you can remember like that only. No tips and tricks for that. The City Madam is Doll Tearsheet. Okay, and Woman Beware is left with Bianca. Okay, now question number 41. Again, can you see Bacon, Francis Bacon? In last 2 years also Francis Bacon was there. So yeah, again, an intimate personal confession. Okay, with Bacon the essay form is an intimate personal confession, witty and boldly majestic, the aphoristic expression of accumulated public wisdom, and homely and vulgar. So this is ekdam galat. He can never write about homely and vulgar. Intimate, again it talks about like that, so this is also wrong. Again, witty and boldly wrong. So we are, nobody is commenting what happened. Or my internet connection is weak. So we are left with option number C, the aphoristic expression of accumulated public wisdom. So Francis Bacon, again very important. Evelyn Waugh's trilogy published together as a sword of honor is about. So it's all about, so what does trilogy means? Anyone? Anybody knows what is trilogy? So trilogy is something that when there is a work sword of honor, it has two more parts of it. Like trilogy, they have three stories that is interrelated, three parts of it. So Evelyn was published together as sword of honor is about the English at war. Okay, last 7 questions are left. Who coined the phrase the two nations to describe the disparity in Britain between the rich and the poor? Charles Dickens, Thomas Carlyle, Benjamin Disraeli and Frederick Engels. It's Benjamin Disraeli. Okay, C is the correct answer. 44. Milton introduces Satan and the fallen angels. Milton introduces Satan and the fallen angels in the book 1 of Paradise Lost. Two of the chief devils reappear in book 2. They are, for that you need to read Paradise Lost, that too in depth, unless you won't be able to understand this question. So yeah, again John Milton's Paradise Lost is important. So the correct answer for question number 44 is Moloch and Belial. So 1 and 3 is in B. Question number 45. When Chaucer describes the friar as a noble pillar of order, he is using, so friar again is in the Canterbury Tales only. So you need to read Canterbury Tales very nicely. Unless you won't be able to read Canterbury Tales, it will not be helpful. Okay, so he is using what? When he says noble pillar of order, irony, simile, understatement, personification, he's talking about irony because he was not a noble pillar of order. Okay, question number 46. John Osborne's, this time also he was in 2025 question. Look Back in Anger is an example of drawing room comedy, kitchen sink drama, absurd drama, melodrama. I have heard of these three, but I don't know about drawing room comedy. So let's know what will be the answer. Look Back in Anger is an example of kitchen sink drama. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to go and you need to study what it is. What is drawing room comedy? Absurd drama. Absurd drama is an example of Waiting for Godot. Melodrama, you all know there will be a lot of melodrama will be happening. Okay, I have to see one thing. Yeah, this kitchen sink drama is associated with the domestic realism. Why it is said kitchen sink drama? Like daily life stories, lower middle class life, with an emphasis of that why it has been derived of that, a reflection that why it has been all about the scenes which has with a stress, banality of life, like very common thing. So this is all about it. Absurd drama is a best example for Waiting for Godot, and melodrama is also you be knowing. Question number 47. Which character in Jane Eyre uses religion to justify cruelty? So Jane Eyre uses religion to justify cruelty is Mr. Brocklehurst. For this also you need to be having an in-depth analysis of the work and the pattern, until unless you don't know the background of the work and the age and the themes. These type, whether it looks like wow it is so direct question, but no, it is very in-depth question. Question number 48. Which romantic poet defined a slave as a person perverted into a thing? Sometimes I think that what all things they have said. Okay. Which romantic poet defined a slave as a person perverted into a thing? William Blake, S.T. Coleridge, John Keats, P.B. Shelley. What do you think? Who must have said? It is none other than S.T. Coleridge. He was a great personality altogether. Question number 49, the second last question of it. John Suckling belongs to the group of metaphysical poets, cavalier poets, neoclassical poets, religious poets. Now, those who are beginners, homework for them, read about all these topics. What are metaphysical poets? They were writing about the emotions. They were writing about the love. They were writing about the fidelity. They don't wanted to believe in something called, like, there was a transition period from 16, 17, 18. There was a transition phase. They were thinking that we have to go with the emotions and we don't have to deal with that, right? So that was metaphysical. Cavalier poets were the one who used to say poems in the royal families, like that time of kings. Okay. Neoclassical poet, they were writing about the neoclassicism and everything. Religious poet, they were writing about the religious of that particular background. The last question. Sir Thomas More creates the character of a traveler of utopia is put, and you will not believe, I have written the entire summary, entire work, entire character, entire theme of it, and just to remember, this will be the answer. So yes, it happens when you read a work a lot. You think that okay, I have to write this also, I have to write that also. No, whenever you are reading a work, write themes, main characters, what are the underlying themes, and the publication year, just to know that the very first work of that famous writer and the last work of that famous writer. And that's how we completed paper 2 2013 June PYQ of English. Oh, we left 2 questions. Sorry. Okay, no worries, we just saw that. At the end of Sons and Lovers, Paul Morale. So this is a very famous work of D.H. Lawrence, and D.H. Lawrence work also come in a sequence wise. So yes, please do remember his chronological answers. So what at the end what happens? Set off in a quest to life away from his mother, consider the option of committing suicide, joins his elder brother William in London, embraces a scomophiner like nihilism. No, this is nothing to do with, no. Consider the option, no, he never thought of it. He decided to set off in a quest of life away from his mother. Now, when you say I love her eyes, her hair, her nose, her cheeks, her lips, you are using a rhetorical device of, see what NTA UGC NET has to ask. When you say I love her eyes, her hair, her nose, her cheeks, her lips, you are using which type of rhetorical device of? Enumeration, antanagogue, paradoxis, hypotaxis. So it will be enumeration. This means you are giving a detailed analysis of each and everything. You're describing each and everything in a detailed way. I hope I have not left any more questions. Let me check once again. I guess I haven't. Yes. So this was paper 2 and we have excuse me. This paper contains 50 objective type questions. So yes, we have done all 50 type questions, and this is how we have to solve. We have to see the famous works of it. So yes, a glance. Pinter's work you need to learn. Joseph Conrad's work. Then about the modernism, what modernism is all about John Dryden work, why Samuel Pepys was famous, defense of poetry, very important. You have to read everything about defense of poetry. They can ask anything about it. Then the nation and narration, orientalism, discipline and punishment, white mythologies, these should be on your fingertips. Then again this one, Edward said, Michael Foucault, Jacques Derrida, Laurent Albert, their concept, you should be knowing about it. Australian worker, please just Google it. Who are the Australian workers in your free time, and just have a glance on it so that you will be understanding it. So yeah, this is it. I hope this is helpful for you in some way or other way. So yeah, this is it for today. Please keep solving PYQ. Take care. If you found this video, even if you're watching in recorded session, if you found this video helpful, do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe for more UGC NET content, and together we'll crack UGC NET GRF AIOR 1. So let's manifest this. Okay. Signing off.